So in a previous episode of Dumb Experiments, I tried to see if I could silence a CO2 revolver. I was worried about the gases escaping between the cylinder and the barrel itself, but in the end I ended up taking about 8 to 10 decibels off, so that was a success. So in this episode, can we silence a CO2 blowback pistol? Or will the mechanical sound of the slide going back, or the gases escaping from the ejection port, nullify the efforts? Now, when I first looked online, I wanted something that shot pellets and had an existing adapter. That kind of narrowed it down to the Sig Sauer P226, or the Umrex SA10. Now, the reason why I chose the SA10 is because online there's quite a bit of discussion as to what this thread actually is. So, any reviews I've seen of this, where they've actually tried to put a silencer on, people say that this is an airsoft silencer. So they put a dummy mock suppressor on, and then they're super surprised when it has no effect. So they say it's 14 millimeters clockwise. The box says nothing about that. You just have to trust people online. So I figured I'd buy this one, try to do everyone a favor, and measure it. So the pitch gauge says 1 millimeter pitch. And as best as I can see, it's 14 millimeters. So I took those measurements, shoved them into eBay, and wanted to see if there was some sort of hydraulic fitting I could abuse. But lo and behold, there's this adapter dedicated for the Umrex SA10. It's 14 millimeters clockwise, 1 millimeter pitch. Measuring that with this seems to match my previous measurements. So putting this on, we can see that it works. But being honest, the only reason why these first few turns have gone pretty easily is because when I first got this off camera, I tried to put it on and it gets a little bit stuck, so I just forced it a little bit just to see if it was, got that new freshness to it. But it's getting tougher and tougher the more I turn it. So before I do any irreversible damage by just jamming it on there, I thought I'd show you how it is right now. I'll go make some jam, and then I'll pop a new fresh CO2 cylinder in and put the silence on. So with this being fresh and being warm, we'll see the loudest it will ever be with the silencer on. Then I'll take the silencer off, get an average of what it sounds like normally, and then put the silencer back on so we get an average of what it will sound like with a silencer. So unfortunately I can't give a definitive answer about the thread, but it looks kind of 14 millimeters, kind of 1 millimeter pitch, but it definitely is clockwise. Anyway, on to shooting. Alright, so as you just saw, hot out the box, the gun shoots 103 decibels on average with a silencer. Then once everything is settled down without a silencer, it's 107 decibels, and then with a silencer, it's 100 decibels. As you also may have noticed, that's as far as I can actually get the adapter on before I start tearing flesh off my fingers from trying to turn it on. So something's not quite right there, and I'm sorry, I can't measure it more accurately. I don't know what that is. Is it worth trying to silence a CO2 blowback pistol? Well, that's like kind of going from extremely loud to less extremely loud. Yes, it makes a difference. So if you have a silencer, the adapter is only $15. Why not? If you don't have a silencer, I don't think it's worthwhile. It makes no appreciable difference shooting indoors. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Have an awesome day. Bye.